Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Mr. Baker, and this is the very first episode of Why is Math Important? Today's topic is conversions. Now, before we get started, we need to address the question, why is math important? But first, we need to answer the question, is math important? That question is a rhetorical question. If you don't know what that means, please go get a dictionary and look it up. Yes, it is important. All right, so math is important. I'm not saying that because my wife teaches math. I'm not saying that because I taught an advanced mathematics course and that's how I met my wife. No, math is important. You will use it. You will use it for the rest of your life. And I'm not going to tell you need to learn the highest level of math. You need to learn some basics. These are some things that you should know. And if you don't know them, that's why I'm doing these topics. These are things that I think you should know. And I'm going to teach you the tricks how to do it. Now, we all have phones, we all have things like that, but it's important to know how to do it with a paper, with a pen. And so, further ado, let's get to it. Conversions. When I tell you miles per hour, what you should know is that miles per hour is really a unit of distance over a unit of time. In this case, miles per hour. And if you're from good old America and you use miles per hour, what happens if you go to a country that uses kilometers per hour? Well, you need to convert it. How do you do that? One of the most difficult parts about conversions is the units and canceling and moving units. That to me was the most confusing point. So I'm going to show you how Mr. Van Dyson, who was our 11th grade pre-AP chemistry teacher, showed us how to do it. So let's take a look at the notepad. All right, as I mentioned, we need to take miles per hour and we need to change it to kilometers per hour. So if we're going 30 miles an hour, what we're saying is we're going 30 miles per 1 hour. All right. I don't know what one mile is to 1 kilometer, what 1 kilometer is to 1 mile, but I do know that a 5-kilometer race equals 3.1 miles. All right, so the way you want to do this is you want to arrange it so that your units cancel out the ones that you don't need, so you get the ones that you need. So I have miles per hour here. 5 kilometers equals 3.1 miles. I need to get kilometers, so let's cancel out the miles. So I'm going to put 3.1 miles here, and then I'll put 5 kilometers here. Now what you do is you multiply across both, and then you divide them at the very end. So we have 30 times 5, that's 150. 1 times 3.1 is like that. So what are the units? Well, miles cancels out, and you're left with kilometers per hours. So now you just need to do that math. But as you can see, if you take away that 0.1, 150 divided by 3 is 50. So we know 3.1 should be just under 50. So what you get when you do the math is you get 48.387 kilometers per hour, per 1 hour. So 35 miles per hour equals 48 kilometers per hour. That is the most basic type of conversion. Usually you're changing one unit to another variation of that unit, usually over something that's not really changing, but can change. Typically, I've done the majority of the time when I'm designing something, feet to inches, things like that. Looking at weights, going back from metric to imperial, pounds, grams, stuff like that. And like I said, it's the most basic. It can get really complicated, but it doesn't have to. The beauty of this thing, of doing it in this manner, is that it's simple and it cancels out and arranges the units for you. That's why I like it so much. Now, a practical application of this may be, let's keep with vehicles maybe. A vehicle might have a rating of 25 miles to the gallon. You might have to go a certain distance. The cost of gas is dollars per gallon. Maybe you only have a certain amount of money. So we need to know, hey, do I have enough money to pay for the gas to go on here? I had to do that for a trip when I moved to the University of Kansas to work for a summer. And one time I moved to Minnesota for an 18-month contract. So I had to look at the distance and the rating, the vehicle EPA rating, to make sure I had enough money to at least cover the gas to get where I was going. Let's take a look at that on the paperwork. As you can see on the paper, my vehicle gets 25 miles per gallon. I need to go a distance of 1,000 miles. Average price of gas is $2.90 per gallon. So let's calculate how much money it will take to get or to travel that distance. How much money? So let's go first. So we know that gas is $2.90 for 1 gallon, right? My vehicle, 1 gallon, will give me 25 miles, right? 25 miles per gallon. And I need to go 1,000 miles. And this is just a 1, right? We should be able to calculate the price. 290 times 1,000. So 290, move the decimal over 3, is 2,900 divided by 25. So now let's check out our units. So gallons cancel, miles cancel. So we're going to have an amount of money. So go ahead and use your calculator to figure that out, and let's see what you get. I got $116. So to go 1,000 miles, it's going to cost us $116. All right, so if we're going to make that trip, we better have more than $116. There you go. That is a very practical reason on why math is important. So if you're budgeting for a trip, if you're budgeting for other things, anything that is unit of money per something else, that's how you can calculate the money that you'll need to cover that. I hope you enjoyed this quick lesson on conversions. This manner of doing it is my favorite. Like I said, I learned it way back in the day in 11th grade, pre-AP chemistry with Mr. Finn Dyson. And that, I will tell you, is the most important to me thing that I learned in high school that I still use to this day. I've used this more than anything else that I learned in high school. So there you go. Thanks for paying attention. And until next time, adios.